Welcome to the pipeline, people. Welcome to the pipeline. I'm going to give y'all a second to come in and park. Feel free to comment. Feel free to hit the subscribe button for me if you can. Today, we're going to talk about Boog the Bandit, aka Courtney Bruce, celebration of life. Hit the like button for me. Also hit the notification bell so every time I drop, you'll be the first to get it. I'm going to give y'all a few seconds so y'all can come on in here. And I can actually do one more thing too. Y'all come on in. Yesterday, yesterday I was going to do the celebration of life on the 1 year. Yesterday marked 1 year that Courtney Bruce's life was tragically taken away from her. So I've been telling y'all I wanted to put something together really, really nice for Courtney's Bruce celebration of life. Um, Yesterday, I kind of ended up enjoying myself a little bit too much. I listened to Courtney Bruce's music all day yesterday. All day yesterday. Everywhere I went, I asked people to play her music while I was out taking care of things. You know, yesterday put me in the moment as I really sat up and thought about Courtney Bruce and to me her legacy and what she has built, right? And also the people who loves her around the world, including fans, her friends, family. People emailed me who had brief interactions with Courtney in the past when I was covering the story when it happened. Nobody ever had nothing bad to say about Courtney. I mean, people was emailing me y'all from all over the place telling me how much of a beautiful soul she was, how she helped them out, gave them words of encouragement, or reached out to her on Instagram or Facebook, and she replied back to them, and it was really shocking. One person said because they never thought that she would reply back to them or comment back and whatnot. So many people, so many people talk about Courtney in such a good light. To this day, I still yet have to hear something negative. And that's very rare in life, you know, being that type of person because we always have somebody who either try to destroy your name or tarnish your legacy. I have yet to hear one person do that when it comes to Courtney Bruce. So yesterday, as I was listening to her music all day, her vibe, her energy, right? If you listen to Courtney music, she has very, very uplifting music, dancing music. Nice beats, nice melody, nice voice. You know, it just puts you in the spirit of you uplifted. So on her day yesterday, I literally stopped a few things I was doing to stop by friends and family's house just to give them a hug and tell them I love them. Because it puts you in the state of the way that this world is going, and people is passing away left and right. I mean, if it's not COVID related, it's, oh, I don't know why I said that on this live. If it's not that related, because you can't say that word, it'll stop my monetization. So, just when it comes to the health issues that people have and the gun violence, the rate that is going, you simply just have to take the time out to tell your people how much you love them, how much they mean to you. So that's pretty much the mood I was in yesterday as I was listening to Courtney Bruce music yesterday. It just put me in a mode of don't take life for granted. Don't take it for granted. Love on the people you love. Put good energy out into the world. And if anything, try to be a help. Try to be a servant to somebody if you can from time to time. And that's the mood I was in yesterday. So I was in that mood. I ended up having a little bit too many drinks. So as bad as I wanted to come on, so I wanted to apologize to the ones who really, my subscribers who really waited for me yesterday and I did not show. I had a little bit too many. And even though I could have still came on, it was just with my mind being in an altered state. I didn't want to come on here and say some things or the language, because you got to think about it, right? When we think about Courtney Bruce, you think positive energy, positive vibes, and having respect for her family. I didn't want to come on under the influence. So I had a beautiful time yesterday. It was a beautiful day. Beautiful day. I seen so many birds yesterday. I mean, Courtney's celebration of life day yesterday was so beautiful. I mean, from the weather conditions to, I guess, people energy I was around. It wasn't no bad energy. As far as business was good. The family members I did stop and see and hugged, everything was nice. Everybody was in a good mood yesterday, and that's what made me really think about Courtney's day. I was like, wow, this is like her energy. Beautiful, talented young woman. So I put together something. Hit the like button for me, because um justice for the Bruce family, prayers and condolences to the Bruce family. If y'all can, please go to the GoFundMe. Please donate to Courtney Bruce headstone. Please do that if you can. Also vote for, sign the petition for her street name and her own day in Columbus, Ohio. It most definitely is well due and well deserved. Well deserved for the footwork and the hard work that Courtney's Bruce has put in for Columbus. It most definitely is well deserved. And I'm going to constantly encourage people to go to change.org. Go donate. Go donate. Pull her name up. Go sign a petition. Pass the link on to someone you know if you can. Share the link. Share the links on your GoFundMes. I mean, on your GoFundMes, on your social media sites, if you can, your TikToks, your Facebooks, your Instagram. Please donate for the cause, and not just me. Don't if you don't do it for me, please do it for Wanda Bruce. Please do it for her family. Please do it for her fans. It most definitely is well deserved. So I put together something. I put together something for the pipeline, and I'm going to show you guys. So please hit the like button for me. Hit the notification bell. Feel free to comment. Y'all, wait a second. Let me find what I did with it. Okay. That's my fish tank in the background, y'all, that y'all hear. I just wanted the environment in the house to be really calm, really peaceful. Hello, Pipeline fan. This is Wanda Bruce, Courtney Bruce's mother, known as AKA Boog the Bandit. This is May the 20th. This is the first day of her death, completely 1 year ago. I'm here doing this for Gina for Popline News. Bear with me. I want to say thank you to Columbus, Ohio for supporting my daughter, for believing in her dream, her pursuit for what she wanted to do in life. What I want to say is, it's been hard, and I still can't wrap my head around it, but I'm dealing with it. It's life. Part of the process, I guess. I'm okay. I live in South Carolina, but I still have to respond back and forth to Columbus, Ohio. One thing I want to talk about is the street name for her, for Columbus. Please sign the petition, please. And another thing, GoMeFund. You can find me on Facebook. Go to the app, the link. I want to have her a very decent headstone. I started it last year, but I think because it's running into the kids going back to school,
It was impossible, but I still have that money. It's not for me, it's for her hairstyle. So, like I say, if you was a friend and you understand what I'm going through, please help with the cause. You can find me, Wanda and Caleb, on my Facebook page. Please help with her cause of her hairstyle. I really want a nice one before her birthday. Thank you very much. God bless you. Bye.
Thank you, Wanda Bruce. Thank you, Wanda Bruce, for the video message. Um, I had got in touch with Miss Wanda a little bit, not a while back when I was covering the story, and I would just check in with her, see how she's doing and whatnot. And of course, certain things she cannot discuss, and certain things I will not discuss, just out of respect. But is any parent, any parent who has lost, like my heart really goes out to parents who loses children or have lost a child. If you never ever experienced that type of loss, that type of pain, you can never understand. You can never understand what the next person is going through if you have never been in that situation. And me being a mother of girls, I mean, I can't imagine. I can't imagine that type of pain. So as I constantly keep going on the movement for Courtney Bruce, and not just me, it's other people, it's other organizations, other people involved that is going to consistently, try to keep her legacy alive. Y'all go stream her music. Y'all keep her name alive in one way or another. But one thing for sure, too, for certain, the headstone is most definitely needed. Thank you for that, Miss Wanda. And also, I have one more thing that I want to show you guys. Justice for Courtney Bruce. It feels good to see the car. It still feels good to see that the world has not forgotten about Courtney Bruce. Such a beautiful spirit. I mean, if you could put, I don't even know how many hats Courtney Bruce wore, honestly. She was an artist, she was a writer, she was a model, she was a clothing designer, she was a beautician. I mean, she played sports. I mean, it was so many different things that Courtney Bruce did. I don't even think I could count on both hands how talented and how much of a creative that she really, really was. Beautiful butterfly. So as I do my activism work and I speak on these women, too many women, too many women are coming up missing, and too many women are losing their lives to gun violence. So I go very, very hard for our women because we don't have too many standing up for us, especially I'm not gonna say our black men, but we need to start sticking up for our women more, men and women. We have to start protecting these young women and these children and these elderly, these moms and grandmoms. It's like the life, the regard for human life is pretty much seem to be obsolete. It seems like it's obsolete. It's like what happens to think before you act. Every action requires a reaction. Some is comes with consequences, and whatever is going on in the world is fueled by a lot of hate, is fueled by a lot of jealousy and envy. So you have to be careful. And even when you think it can't be you, you mess around and it can be you. It can be you. We have to be more cautious of the people we hang out with. We have to be more cautious of the environment that we sit in. Courtney Bruce on May 20th of 2021 did not know, like anybody, did not know that would be her last day on this earth. Some people say, we get into it with our intuitions, or we get signs, or we get dreams, or certain feelings that we know something is going to happen to us. We're not going to say that in Courtney's instant, in her situation, but it was really strange how she went and got baptized and changed her life over. And just she wasn't on a bad path, maybe it was a transitional phase that she was going through. And sometimes when we go through different transitions in our life, that come with cutting ties with the people we may love, to better yourself, sometimes it get to a point where you have to let people go. I believe, in a way, I believe Courtney was most definitely going through a transition to reach higher and better peaks in her life. I think 2021 was a year where maybe sometimes we give ourselves a reality check. Sometimes, hey, I can't be with this person. I can't be with these group of people anymore. Sometimes it may cause you to fully have to relocate to another city and state in order for you to keep on your journey of transition. Could that have been something that Courtney Bruce was going through last year, where she was really just, coming out of her box, chasing her dreams, chasing her goals. And with that came envy, because Courtney Bruce didn't have any enemies. She wasn't that type of person who, from the research I've done and the people I've spoke with, and the things that I have researched about Courtney, and little interviews and things, and read little quotes that she would say and whatnot. She wasn't a confrontational person. She wasn't the person going out to do bodily harm, or to put someone else down, or to bring somebody else's day, tear somebody else's day, flip it upside down. She wasn't that type of person. Such a beautiful person, and to get her life tragically taken from her the way that it was, that the way it was did, it honestly was weird to me. It just didn't make sense. And to this day, things about Courtney Bruce's death still just doesn't add up to me. So I hate to take us back down this road briefly, but we have to go back and visit May 20th of 2021. The day we got the news, I guess worldwide, when the day we found out that Courtney Bruce passed away, it was things that just didn't even sound right. So when we seen that she was shot, we heard that she was shot multiple times and walked herself to the hospital. I mean, that was just so far fetched. I don't even know. I've never heard of nobody ever getting shot and walking 10 minutes, 15 minutes to a hospital multiple times. It just, these bloggers and certain sites, they put this false information out. And it's crazy because I don't even think it's just the world we live in. It's just crazy how the information can get transferred the wrong way and get spreaded the wrong way. I mean, that story, that headline reached everybody when we heard that. We was like, huh? How does that happen? So here you go, people on social media sites spreading that she walked to the hospital and just coming up with different weird stories that didn't make sense. So when I first heard the story, I heard the exact same thing, and I saw it too on YouTube. I seen it. And the first thing it was reported was that she she did a song. She did a song with Trippie Redd that was supposed to have been released soon around that time. I guess that was the big thing that people was reporting on, besides her walking to the hospital. So they said, oh, Courtney Bruce passed away. She was just about to do a feature, or she did a feature with the rapper Trippie Redd. Now, I have to bring this part up because this was the first thing that, to me, that the world was really going with when we heard that. So as I was sitting up yesterday thinking like, okay, what happened to this feature, this music that she done with Trippie Redd that never has been released? Or is it even a song that exists with her and Trippie Redd, first of all, right? So a few people emailed me and said Trippie Redd came to Columbus and came and picked Courtney up, and they hung out and whatnot, whatnot. So it was different things like, well, maybe Trippie Redd has something to do with her death, or Trippie Redd, she was a sacrifice for Trippie Redd. I mean, we hear about these sacrifices at these these people do to go higher up in their careers. I think it's true that people do those things, but can we say that in this situation? I really can't say that, and I don't want to put that out there. We're just going off of speculation and rumors because everything that I say here is allegedly. It's allegedly, it's allegedly, it's allegedly. This video is for educational purposes. So it's everything is allegedly, in my opinion, right? And I read police documents and stuff on the guys who killed her too. So I mean, it's public information. So we're just gonna speak on all these things, but allegedly, right? So she's supposed to have did the feature with Trippie Redd or whatever. So my question is when Courtney passed, was she still on Atlantic Records? And was Anthony Tate still her manager at the timing of her passing? Because if so, where is the music? Where is the feature? Where is the feature with Trippie Redd? Where is the profits to her headphone? I mean, to her head for her headstone and her royalties. You know that's a very very weird situation that she dropped these projects at the beginning of 2021, these songs, these singles, and it seemed like an album was following up with it. I think the world would want the music. I think the family would want the music. I think the fans would want the music. So I don't know if Anthony Tate is still her manager currently, and if so, what is going on with the music, or who's over the music at this point? There's still so many questions. So when I was thinking about that yesterday, and I was like, wow. So I've been watching. Now we know Trippie Redd used to date Coi Leray and whatnot, and I think it's weird to me. I do. I think it's weird. Okay, that not even just his ex girlfriend was Coi Leray, but with him being from Columbus and Courtney being from Columbus, it seemed like Coi Leray kind of took her whole image to me. It just seems like that every time I look at Coi Leray or see her, I constantly think about Courtney Bruce. That's the first thing I think about when I see Coi Leray. Every time. I think it's crazy how she didn't took Boog's whole image and I'm gonna be honest, it's just weird with the black braids and all of that stuff. That was Boog's hairstyle. That's what Boog wore a lot. So I just think that's weird. But however, that day we all seen the news. We seen Miss Wanda's interview with the news saying last thing she knew that Courtney said was she was going to go get her hair done. Right? She was going to go get her hair done. That's what we all know. Right? So she leaves Miss Wanda's house. And this is a year later. We going back down this chain of events and try to see if it's stuff not adding up. So we're going to walk back down it just briefly. She leaves Miss Wanda's house. I'm going to go do hair, Ma. I'll be back. She jumps in her car. She drives to Mr. Lockhart's home. Now, who knows how long she was at Mr. Lockhart's house? We don't know that. But however, we know that she jumped in her vehicle and she went to Mr. Lockhart's house. She get in the car with Mr. Lockhart. The next detour was Dork Place. Now the question is, was Courtney going to go do hair on Dork Place? Or was Dork Place a detour before going to actually do the hair? That's a big question that we don't know. So as they pull up on Dork Place, now I'm gonna be honest, Dork Place doesn't even look like it's I'm not gonna say a safe place or whatnot, but it just don't seem like a atmosphere that Courtney would be in. It just don't seem like she would have no business going on Dork Place. It just don't seem that way. Now, emails came in saying, oh, the person who hair she was going to go do was Mr. Jamonda Williams, right? Jamonda Williams was the second suspect that was captured for Courtney's murder. Mr. Williams. So people was emailing me and saying, the person who here, because at this time we didn't know if she was going to go do a female's hair or if she was going to go do a guy's hair. Only thing we had knew was that she was going to go do hair. And I'm not saying the emails that came in is 100% facts. This is just what the email said. Well, a few people said, well, it was a popular thief that so happened to be in the neighborhood that day. Now, at this time, as the emails is coming in, we not knowing that the popular thief in the neighborhood was Kyson Murphy. We did not know that he had a history and a reputation of robbing people at this point. So when this happened, when the guy, the popular thief, so happened to be in the neighborhood and that stuff started coming in, well, we was unaware that Kyson was incarcerated after the fact. After the fact, after it took place and he called his family members and whatnot, So that was later on down the line with the emails. I was like, wait a minute, so he was in jail right after, before or after? And they was like, no, after. That's how everybody got told on through Kyson, because he was incarcerated already on another case. So I was like, okay, that make it seem like they been knew that he must have took her life and was just holding him to get more evidence and probably held him on another charge, because I think that was just, I don't even think that was coincidental that he ended up going to jail on something else a little bit after the situation happened. So it was like, oh, it's Jamonda Williams who here she was going to go do. She was going to go meet up with some guys and whatnot. And like I said, this is allegedly. We don't know if this is true. So I said, okay, but why would she be on Dork Place? And then later on, find out, I started getting emails from people on Dork Place who was telling me that Kyson has 3 family members that lives on Dork Place. Allegedly. This is allegedly. I said, oh, so is that the reason why it seemed like she was lured? Because I don't know if because they said the drug deal could have been Mr. Lockhart's drug deal, allegedly. They went over there to allegedly, it was his drug transaction that was the reason why the detour happened. Now, we don't know if this is true, but I think it's weird that he ended up taking her over there. It just, I don't know if he took her over there, but I can't see her going over there and telling him to take her over there. Was Dork Place the place where she was supposed to meet the dude to do the hair or see him or something like that? I don't think that's the case. I really don't. It just don't seem like, it doesn't seem like this was random. This was all set up and this was planned, in my opinion. In my opinion. Courtney Bruce is so small. Not only that, she's a girl. She's a girl. She's small. Imagine that fear. Imagine that fear. Mask, guns surrounding the car. You a girl. You supposed to be with your quote unquote bro, from quote unquote, from what they say. So how is it that all this stuff happened to Courtney and too much didn't happen to Mr. Lockhart? True. We watch movies and stuff. We know how this random stuff go, and you don't have time to grab a gun, you get caught off unexpectedly. But it just seemed like they was lured back there. That it just seemed like it was too creepy looking. Who would just go over broad daylight? Let's keep in mind, this happened in the last 10 minutes of the 5 o'clock hour in the evening time. This is May, the month of May. Broad daylight. Broad daylight. The weather wasn't bad. It wasn't too cold. It wasn't too hot. Nobody seemed to see nothing. Nobody seems to see nothing but send me emails from Dork Place. Hey, I watch your videos. His family members live on Dork Place. How do you know that? Because I live on Dork Place. Oh, yeah? Please keep it confidential. You can use it on your videos. Don't say my name. No problem. Thank you for the information. So Dork Place is not no place new to Kyson and them little dirty dudes. Seems like Dork Place is the place that people get lured to, from the research that I've done, for robberies to be committed. It's a lot of back history. It's a backstory to that Dork Place street. It's a lot of things that happen on that street and in that area. But for her to go over there just on her own and voluntarily, I just can't see that happening. I don't see her just hanging with these dudes. These dudes just wasn't, they just wasn't the right type of dudes. You could tell compared to who she is and her worth. And everybody, a lot of people in Columbus know exactly who Courtney Bruce was. All of them knew exactly who she was. Now, can we say that she knew them? We don't know. Maybe she did know one of them, or maybe she knew all of them. Different emails came in and said different things. But you can't tell me that it ain't some other people that's gonna go to jail. It's some other people that's gonna go to jail. Let's remember the case is not closed. How is it after a year the case is not closed yet? It's still some investigation going on, and it's not gonna be shocking. It's not gonna be shocking when we see that other people may be going down for this, for their involvement. Because if this case is still open, there's still information. They're still following up on leads. I don't think this is the end of Courtney Bruce's story. I don't. I think this is just the tip of the iceberg with the 3 being captured. Because if you really look at the chain of events that took place, for them to approach her and Mr. Lockhart the way that they did, this was already planned. So when they go through them phone records and all that other information and contact family members who, to me, was harboring these fugitives, I'm not going to say 100% sure, but ain't no way that Mr. McIntyre, 17 years old, was on the run longer than everybody. It wasn't nobody harboring him as no fugitive. They end up catching Mr. Sincere. They caught Mr. Sincere in Mansfield, Ohio. A high-speed chase this little dude took the police on. Like, Mr. Sincere, he ain't built for no time. These is kids, we talk 17 years old. He probably did some little juvie time and stuff because him and his brother, or well, I don't know if they blood brothers, but him and Mr. Williams allegedly supposed to have been like adopted brothers or whatever. So a lot of stuff that Mr. Williams would do, allegedly, Mr. McIntyre wasn't too far behind with him being the youngest, right? So it's like he take them on a high-speed chase from now where he stayed at from in Columbus, Ohio, and I don't know if he moved to Mansfield, Ohio, or if he just didn't have too many resources, because he was with some little dude too. Both of them had guns. I think one of them shot at the police or something. The report said Mr. Sincere, his friend, about to catch a case for even, I think he was the driver, or it was something weird, y'all, with a high-speed chase they took them on. They caught them by putting out the tire deflation device. That's how they ended up stopping the vehicle from the reports that I read. So I said, this little dude most definitely scared to death. Scared to death. Ain't built for no time. Let's think about it. This case is the biggest case that all 3 of them has ever had in their lives. This is a murder. This is a murder that these dudes is going down for. They ain't built for this type of time. Whoever was harboring Mr. McIntyre knew them doors was closing, and they knew them walls was closing. Nephew, I love you, but you got to get on up out of here. Son, I love you. You got to get on up out of here. Little cuz, I love you. You got to get on up out of here, little bro. You got to get up out of here, little bro. In the process, he panicked. Who knows? He probably was staying in abandoned houses and stuff. Who knows at this point when you on the run? How he end up in Mansfield, Ohio, who he know, we don't know. They caught him and the little dude tire deflation. Tire deflation. One of them shot at one of the cops or something like that. I don't think no cop got shot or whatever, but they had guns on them and whatnot. So not only did Mr. Sincere, at 17 years old, get charged with murder, he also got hit with other charges. Fleeing and looting, gun possession, drugs. I think they had drugs in the car, gun possession. Like, he done added more time onto him on top of it. See, what you do in the dark always come to the light. You cannot be living on this demon type of time, from what they call it, or doing these heinous crimes and these acts and and mistreating women and hurting them and old women and think you're going to have a good life. Your karma is going to come back and bite you, and you will reap what you sow. 17 years old, stayed out on the run the longest, end up getting charged. They got him. The case is still open. So when it comes to Mr. Lockhart, the world still is questioning his position. We questioning his position. You leave, right? And we don't know, did he take Courtney directly to the hospital after the gunshots? Or did it take a minute and he took a detour and then took her to the hospital? This is allegedly, this is speculation, this is rumors. What route did he take to get to Mount Carmel East Hospital? Did he really try to save her, or did he have something to do with it? It's either one of the two. The action's not lining up. It can't be lining up. So we can't say if he did or if he didn't. The actions, like I said, not lining up. How could you leave somebody that you love who's fighting for their life at the hospital? So I have people dragging me in emails when I say this. You act like people don't. This is, y'all know, in my emails, y'all, it be crazy. Sometimes I get good emails. I get a lot of bad ones too. I be getting some stuff, right? Oh, you act like just because he took her, just because he pulled off, that don't mean he don't love her. You act like he probably ain't had drugs on him or something and dropped the drugs off and all. Listen here, that ain't the point. The point is, if you love somebody, man, I don't care what I got on me. I'm not leaving them. I'm not leaving them. So, if he did go drop some stuff off, come back, it took him almost 2 hours to get back. Hour and a half, 2 hours from what the report said to get back. What could possibly take that long? Now, he didn't change his clothes. He did talk to the detectives. He did not run. He did not run. But the car at his house, Courtney's car that she drove, was moved. Why move the car from in front of y'all? Who moved the car from in front of his house? Why didn't the police go get the car and use it? Well, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Listen, I would have thought the police would have confiscated the car and used it for fingerprints and stuff. You know, did the investigation on. I thought it would have been police property. So who moved the car? Now, I can't say if Mr. Lockhart moved the car from out his driveway. We can't say, but the question is, who moved the car and why? And why the police didn't confiscate the car for evidence. Now, let me tell you back, give y'all an example. My sister was shot, execution, in October of 2021. They did not go back to my sister's house, go look for no evidence or nothing. They tell me the crime didn't happen there. She was in her car, so there's no need for us to go to the house and check for anything. I said, that don't even make sense. That don't make sense. So people could just leave and go in and out of her apartment whenever they feel like, even after she passed away, because y'all didn't get no evidence, y'all didn't go back. They said, absolutely. We have nothing to do with who goes in and out of her house, and we also can't go in the house for evidence because the crime didn't take place there. So, with me using my example, it makes me reason with, could that be the reason why the police did not confiscate the car for evidence after the incident happened, right after it happened, right? People say, Courtney, at 6:11, we got the news. They said 6:11 p.m., Courtney Bruce lost her life. Lost her life at 6:11 p.m. So when she got there, she pretty much was a DOA. sad to say it. That's sad, right? This is a very sad, sad situation. Very sad story for a person who did not deserve this. Did not deserve this at all. So it's like, okay, she passed away at 6:11. The nurse, they come and get her out the car. Mr. Lockhart pull off, leave, come back. What route did he take? Did he take her directly to the hospital after it happened? Or was it other detours before the hospital ride as well? It's too many gaps in this story for it only to be the people who's in custody the way that it is. Now, we can't say, we don't know if Mr. Lockhart has something to do with it. We don't know who planned this, but somebody had to plan it. This wasn't random. This wasn't just they pulled up and just randomly got robbed. This had a trail that led up to this point. We have to do what we have to do to keep Courtney Bruce's legacy alive. We have to do what we have to do to get her a headstone. A headstone. Whatever, however this may go at the end of the day, even when the case get closed, however this may end, this situation has affected so many people's lives. So many people's lives. Not only did it affect these young men, these young black men who I don't feel sorry for. And it's another thing. Stop, like, everybody like, oh, let's free this person, free that person. Some of these people don't need to be freed. A lot of these people need to rot in jail. Everybody want to free my people, free this person, free. We don't want people free that's killing kids and killing mothers and grandmothers and stuff. We don't want them people running the streets. Honestly, think about the actions and the crimes that these people commit before you go holler and free this person or free that person. Their families is going to be affected. Kyson, Jamanda's, and Sincere. Their lives will forever be changed. Their mothers has lost sons. Their mothers have lost sons. And whoever knows how much time they may get, when they get out, it's going to be a very, very different world. They will be fully grown men when they be able to walk freely again. And that's if they even ever get to walk freely again. But I think it's crazy that when it comes to RAPE, you can get 40, 50 years. When it comes to certain domestic violence situations, you can get 50 years. When it comes to drug cases, you can get 50, 60, 70 years. So how is it that Kyson rode on everybody? He's the oldest and allegedly the ringleader of this, and they only offer him 12 to 16 years for murder? For murder. I didn't see less heinous crimes get more than that. I didn't see less heinous crimes get more than that. So I think it's pretty weird that even though he told on everybody and is the ringleader, that they're trying to give him the least time because he took a plea deal. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that could possibly just be the deal that's on the table now because it's still an investigation. It's still an open investigation. I think Kyson need to get more time than that. I do. I think he needs to get more time than anybody. He was the oldest. He was the one who initiated a lot of different things. Even though the report says that Mr. Williams is the one who shot the fatal shots inside Courtney Bruce. This from the report I've read. I don't know if this is true, but I believe it is because that was the report from Columbus Police Department that Mr. Williams was supposed to have been allegedly the shooter. So I don't understand how Kyson, they would even offer him those type of numbers. It's sad. I hope he end up getting more time, and I believe that after all of this is said and done and over with, I don't think, even though justice will be served, speaking from a mother point of view, I don't think it could ever be enough time for taking my child's life or, my sister's life or whoever's life, the person that you love. Sometimes that time don't be enough time. And some people say I don't want them to get the death penalty. I want them to spend the rest of their life in jail and suffer. That's a lot of people have those different views with the death row thing and stuff like that, you know. But it's a very tragic story. But as we celebrate her life, I mean, do y'all not see how many people? I mean, the people in Columbus have done so much like artwork for Courtney and portraits, and I seen them different type of clothing that they put, you know, put her face on and stuff like that to keep her memory alive. It was a barber shop that supposed to had a wall done, painted. I forgot the name of the barber shop. If I knew the name of the barber shop, I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna let y'all know the name of that barber shop that has supposedly the mural wall of Courtney Bruce inside the barber shop. So shout out to the people in Columbus. Please feel free. Please, please, please go donate. Go donate to the head fund. The head fund. As we celebrate, I'm gonna just show y'all. Hold on, here it is, man. I'm gonna go out of here, y'all. Justice for Courtney Bruce. Her celebration of life was yesterday, 1 year. I'm gonna show y'all a few little slide clips and I'm gonna let y'all go. Thank you for your time. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for me. Every time I drop, you will be the first one to get it. So I'm gonna show y'all like 3 or 4 pictures. And this was all yesterday. I just love that pink car. I just love it. Here's another photo of Courtney. Hold on, y'all. It's the glare. Justice for Courtney Bruce. Courtney knows she stayed fly. That girl knows she stayed fly. Justice for Courtney Bruce. Boog was such a creative. And y'all, this is the last one. I'm gonna let y'all see the video message from Miss Wanda to the pipeline. And y'all have a good night. Thank you for your time. Please go donate to the GoFundMe for the headstone and the street name.
Hello, Pipeline fan. This is Wanda Bruce, Courtney Bruce's mother, known as AKA Boog the Bandit. This is May the 20th. This is the first day of her death, completely 1 year ago. I'm here doing this for Gina for Popline News. Bear with me. I want to say thank you to Columbus, Ohio for supporting my daughter, for believing in her dream, her pursuit for what she wanted to do in life. What I want to say is, it's been hard, and I still can't wrap my head around it, but I'm dealing with it. It's life. Part of the process, I guess. I'm okay. I live in South Carolina, but I still have to respond back and forth to Columbus, Ohio. One thing I want to talk about is the street name for her, for Columbus. Please sign the petition, please. And another thing, Go Me Fund. You can find me on Facebook. Go to the app, the link. I want to have her a very decent headstone. I started it last year, but I think because it's running into the kids going back to school, it was impossible, but I still have that money. It's not for me, it's for her headstone. So, like I say, if you was a friend and you understand what I'm going through, please help with the cause. You can find me, Wanda and Caleb, on my Facebook page. Please help with her cause of her headstone. I really want a nice one before her birthday. Thank you very much. God bless you. Bye.
Justice for Courtney Bruce, everybody. Y'all have a good night. Y'all be safe. Until next time, I'm gone.